Right now, a radio signal is hitting Earth. It left its source before humans existed. Before the pyramids. Before the dinosaurs. And the star that sent it is already dead. By the end of this video, you'll understand how we receive messages from dead stars, what those signals actually tell us, and why one specific signal discovered in the last decade has scientists quietly rewriting the rules of physics. Before we get to the signal itself, you need to understand something that sounds simple, but when it really sinks in, it changes how you see the night sky forever. Every single thing you see when you look up is the past. The moon you see tonight? That's the moon as it was about 1.3 seconds ago. The sun? 8 minutes ago. The star Sirius, the brightest in the night sky? That light left Sirius 8.5 years ago. Some of the stars you can see with your naked eye on a clear night, those stars no longer exist. You are looking at their ghost. This isn't poetry. This is physics. Light travels at approximately 300,000 kilometers per second. That sounds impossibly fast, and it is. But space is so incomprehensibly vast that even at that speed, light takes millions, sometimes billions of years to cross the distances between objects. So when we point a telescope, any telescope, optical or radio, at the sky, we are not seeing the universe as it is. We are seeing the universe as it was. And this creates one of the most unsettling ideas in all of astronomy. A star can die, and we won't know about it for thousands of years. Right now, there are stars in our galaxy that have already exploded. Already collapsed into neutron stars or black holes. Already ceased to exist. And the light from that explosion is still racing toward us across the void, a message that hasn't arrived yet. A death announcement, still in transit. But here's where it gets strange. Because some of the signals we're already receiving are coming from stars we can confirm are already gone. Now, when most people hear radio signal from space, their brains immediately go to aliens. And look, we're going to address that. But first, let's understand what we're actually talking about. Radio waves are just light. Literally. They are electromagnetic radiation, the same fundamental phenomenon as the visible light coming from your lamp right now, just at a much longer wavelength. Your eyes can't detect them. But purpose-built radio telescopes absolutely can. And the universe is absolutely saturated with them. Stars emit radio waves. Nebulae emit radio waves. The remnants of dead stars, pulsars, magnetars, the cooling husks of ancient supernovae, they all emit radio waves. Some of these emissions are chaotic and irregular. Others are almost mechanical. Rhythmic. Eerily precise. When astronomers first detected pulsars in 1967, the signal was so regular, so perfectly timed, that the researchers at Cambridge University actually labeled it LGM-1. LGM stood for Little Green Men. They genuinely considered, even briefly, that it might be artificial. It wasn't. Pulsars are rotating neutron stars, the ultradense cores of collapsed massive stars that sweep radio beams across space like cosmic lighthouses. The reason they're so precise is physics. A spinning object the mass of the sun. Compressed into a sphere roughly the size of a city, rotating dozens or even hundreds of times per second. Physics doesn't allow that to be sloppy. But here's what they didn't tell you in high school. Some of these pulsars are so far away that by the time their signal reaches us, the neutron star that's generating the signal has already cooled and gone dark. We're receiving the broadcast of something that no longer exists. So now, the signal. In 2022, a team of astronomers using the Meerkat Radio Telescope Array in South Africa detected something unusual. Very unusual. They were conducting a systematic survey of the galactic center, the dense, chaotic heart of our Milky Way, when they picked up a radio source that pulsed. Not like a pulsar. Pulsars pulse dozens or hundreds of times per second. This signal pulsed once every 21 minutes. 20. 1 minutes. That is orders of magnitude slower than any known pulsar. In fact, at the time of discovery, no known astrophysical mechanism could convincingly explain a radio-emitting object that pulses that slowly and remains that bright. The source cataloged is GleamX J16275.52350.4.3, which we'll just call GleamX, was erupting for anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds at a time, then going silent for 21 minutes, then erupting again. Like clockwork. And then, after a few months of observation, it stopped. Just went silent. Gone. No further detections. But here's where we hit the cliffhanger, and I need you to stay with me here, because before we get to what scientists now think GleamX actually was, you need to understand something even stranger about the math behind how far away this thing is. Because the distance changes everything. GleamX sits approximately 4,000 light-years away from Earth. 4,000 light-years. That means the signal we detected in 2022 left its source around the year 2000 BCE. When ancient Egypt was at the height of its old kingdom. When Stonehenge was still under construction. When humans had not yet invented writing in most parts of the world. Whatever produced that signal has had 4,000 years to evolve, to change, to die, since that emission left it. We have no idea what state it's in right now. We can't. The information simply hasn't reached us yet. And if GleamX turns out to be a new class of object, something that burned bright and then burned out, which the sudden silence suggests, then what we detected may be the last gasp of something that no longer exists in any form. A cosmic final transmission, received 4 millennia after it was sent. That is not science fiction. That is what the data says. So what is GleamX? The leading hypothesis right now, and this is where the physics gets genuinely extraordinary, is that GleamX may be an ultra-long period magnetar. A magnetar is a neutron star with a magnetic field so powerful it defies ordinary description. We're talking about magnetic fields a trillion times stronger than Earth's. Strong enough that, if a magnetar existed halfway between here and the moon, its magnetic field would erase every credit card on the planet. Strong enough to distort the very shape of atomic electron clouds. Magnetars are already among the most extreme objects in the known universe. But a magnetar that pulses every 21 minutes, that has never been seen before. Here's why that matters. Standard models of neutron star behavior predict that a star rotating that slowly shouldn't be able to generate the kind of electromagnetic energy required to produce the bright radio bursts GleamX was emitting. It shouldn't have enough rotational energy left. In the physics community, there's a threshold called the pulsar graveyard, a region in parameter space where neutron stars are theoretically too old and too slow to produce radio emissions anymore. GleamX should be in the graveyard. And yet, it was screaming. This is why the discovery was published in Nature and sent a quiet shockwave through the astrophysics community. Not because of aliens. Because GleamX proves that something we thought we understood, how dead stars behave, may be fundamentally incomplete. There is a mechanism producing those signals that current models cannot fully explain. A dead star, broadcasting from beyond the theoretical grave. And in 2023, a second object was found. GPMJ 1839-10. Pulsing every 21 minutes as well. Still active. Still unexplained. The universe, offering a second data point. A second mystery. Quietly insisting that we don't know as much as we thought. You might be thinking, okay, fascinating, but why does this matter to me? Here's why. Every time we find something the universe is doing that we can't explain, we are standing at the exact edge of human knowledge. Not near the edge. At it. And historically, every time we've stood at that edge and pushed, really pushed, what we find on the other side reshaped civilization. Pulsars were a mystery until they became our most precise natural clocks, used to test general relativity. The cosmic microwave background was a mystery until it became the baby photo of the entire universe. Gravitational waves were theoretical for a century until we detected them, and opened an entirely new way of hearing the cosmos. GLEMX and GPMJ 1839-10 are that kind of mystery. And the signals from these objects, these strange, slow, impossible pulses, have been crossing the galaxy since before recorded human history, aimed at a planet where, eventually, someone would build the right instrument to catch them. We caught them. Here is the thought I want to leave you with. The universe is under no obligation to be understandable. It was here for 13.8 billion years before anything on this planet looked up and started asking questions. And yet, when we look, we find patterns, signals, structure. Even in the deaths of stars, there is something almost like a message. We don't know yet what GLEMX is trying to tell us. But we are listening. And in the history of science, that has always been enough to start. If this broke your brain a little, subscribe. We drop one of these every week, going deep into the strangest corners of the universe, where the science is real and the story is stranger than anything fiction could invent. And next week, we're talking about a star that shouldn't exist. It's older than the universe itself. At least, that's what the math says. See you there.